Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to strike the last word, and here at 3 a.m., I have amazing news for you all. You don't need to kick 13.7 million Americans off of health care. I'm just going to repeat that. You don't need to do it. You don't need to kick 13.7 million Americans off of health care. Here's a little advice on reconciliation. We could see a real middle-class tax cut package with no major cuts to Americans' health care if you simply abandon tax cuts for billionaires and giant corporations. You could increase the standard deduction for families. You could increase the child tax credit for families. You could have no tax on tips or overtime or Social Security. You could extend the premium tax credit. Heck, you could even help out with SALT. And you could do all of that by simply rolling back the corporate tax rate to 2018 levels, or maybe even just a partial rollback. And then you could also roll back billionaire tax rates and the TOPS tax rate to 2018 levels, or maybe just a partial rollback. That would get you anywhere from $1.5 to $2 trillion. That would pay for all those things. And you wouldn't have to add $5 trillion to the debt in the process. It would actually reduce the deficit, which exploded, doubled, almost tripled after all that. And you certainly wouldn't have to be here tonight at 3 in the morning kicking 13.7 million Americans off their health care between Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act because of the extended premium tax credits that right now would lapse. And you would get a lot of support from Democrats for a true middle-class tax package. I think we might even get this unanimously because this is what we're for, an actual middle-class tax cut. But I get it, you're not going to follow my advice. And that tells our constituents all they need to know. They need to know you're making a choice and that this is mostly about billionaires and giant corporations and not about the middle class. Because if that happened, that bill would sail through this Congress in a bipartisan fashion.